Hello, everyone. Figologist here, professional surgeon, amateur botanist. And I want to go over a very important topic, which is how to kill a cutting unintentionally. So these are almost 4-week old cuttings, doing pretty well, some with some great growth, some with some puny growth. And we talked about this in the last video. Here's some more of the same time point. But the initial group I did, this is about 42 days old, and things were going great. Gave them a little bit of Foliage Pro fertilizer, just a tiny amount, like half strength, and watered them about 5 days ago. And then I started to see womp womp. This is one of the Barbalone cuttings I got from Ross. And this one I think is still okay. These two are, I think, okay. These two back here, you can't really see. They have much less growth, but that's fine. And so I blame this on watering and overwatering. And so, the first year or two that I did this, I would use like a moisture probe, and that was inaccurate because like one part of the pot would be a different moisture than another part of the pot. And then last year, Eric Lofton, he was like, well, when they're dry, give them more water. And like, I pick them up, and do they feel dry? And yeah, they felt dry, so give them more water. And this is the first tray of this year, and I think I need to recalibrate what I consider to be light versus heavy, because I think in retrospect, I just gave these too much water. I think they were dry, but I just gave them too much water. So hopefully these others will survive. The rest of them don't seem like they're having any problem. But this is what happens when you assume that the top growth is the same as the bottom growth. And if you add too much water, you can basically drown the cuttings, and this is what it looks like. So, I was talking to Tobiah down in Eugene, and he kind of brought up the point of maybe you either bottom water, which I haven't had good luck with, so I don't like doing that, or you water the perimeter of the pot, because the majority of the roots are coming out of the cutting. So if you water down the shaft of the cutting, you're more likely to drown what's around the cutting. Whereas if you do it around the perimeter, it's kind of a neat thought concept. You're still going to get diffusion of water towards the central part, but you might even encourage the roots to chase water. And I've showed before in a video that if you see roots coming up, it's usually because there's too much humidity, and so the roots are coming up to chase that humidity. This is the same here. So the roots will chase the water, but this is a good example of what happens when you use these pots, because you can't see these pots. I went to Florida a couple of weeks ago and stole some cuttings from my dad, and these have been in these plastic bags. I dug up the root ball that they were in a raised bed, and just they've been like this. You can see the moisture, and you can see root formation. So this is the fig pot method. If I had started it this way, this is fig pot method, um, and they're doing fine. There's two of them. This one doesn't have as much growth, and this one does, but you can't see those on here. So you just have to be careful when you're watering. I think I would err in the future on drier rather than wetter until they're really, really robust and can really handle it. But even now, 5 or 6 days later, it feels almost like it did when I watered it, which means that the roots aren't sucking that water up and utilizing it. So probably this one's a goner. Hopefully this one will rebound. The other four I think are okay, but lesson learned. And so that is the best way to kill a cutting early on, is by overwatering. So err on the drier side. You can always rescue a drier one by adding water. Much easier than rescuing a overly wet one. I'll periodically update things and give you an update on this one and see how things go. And I hope you all are having a great day. See you later.